CloudSense is a company we formed about 12 years ago. I'm CTO and a co-founder of the business. So when we started out, we saw the opportunity to build cloud-based platforms which could help telecommunications providers or communication service providers to innovate in their market more efficiently, so to change the way their sales work, to be able to make changes quickly and easily, manage pricing, and also to deliver the best possible customer experience through self-service engagement, as well as really streamlined order management and fulfillment at the commercial level. My role as CTO, as you can probably guess, is to look at the product development and deal with the R&D teams. And it's my great pleasure to do that on a daily basis with the people inside the company as we seek to innovate and delight our customers. Well, if you look at the pressures which are at play today in the telco market, you really see that the need for the capabilities that CloudSense provides are really more relevant than ever. Our customers are facing pressures on revenues, which drives the need to be able to innovate commercially more rapidly, more easily. They also need to be able to combine a wider range of product offerings so that they're not held back, being pigeonholed as maybe a provider of lower value access, but actually be able to offer richer and more value-added solutions. And this includes combining richer services offerings to go with those products, which helps to keep customers tied in. So the opportunity is there, and we see that because we see the B2B sector is growing more rapidly than B2C, partly through the incorporation of new areas of products such as ICT as well. And so our customers need and are looking for commercial systems that allow them to do that innovation, to adapt rapidly, to move quickly in the market, to combine together and sell these more sophisticated types of products, working with partnerships and ecosystem plays, and really all that needs to come with the efficiency of a truly digitized process within their organization as well. So the landscape itself, for us, really shows plenty of opportunity to help these organizations address these challenges as quickly and effectively as possible. Obviously, I've mentioned some of the kind of pressures customers are under in terms of revenue and margin, but we also see the expectations of the customers themselves, the customer base within the B2B sector changing. They are looking for the convenience of self-service and the simplicity that goes with it, even though you're dealing in many cases with quite complex product types. So for telcos, there is this need to digitize, to reduce the cost to serve, while at the same time driving up the customer experience. And along with that, we're also seeing in many areas a drive for increased verticalization of offerings. So a solution for a particular sector, let's say healthcare, will combine underlying traditional telco products, access and so on, but a richer layer of tailored products and services, often including partner elements, to provide a really high value industry-led solution offering. And our buyers, the buyers' expectations for our telco customers are increasingly aligned to those simpler consumer-like experiences that they're getting in their everyday lives. And so telcos are working out how to deliver that. And it takes the right combination of technology, which we can provide, along with a willingness and an understanding on the part of the telco to make the necessary changes within their organization itself to become a truly digital service provider. And that's exactly what we're seeing in our customer base. For example, with VodafoneZiggo in the Netherlands, they've recently launched new B2B self-capabilities built on CloudSense as part of that journey that they're making to be a truly digital service provider. Exactly what we are seeing in the B2B space. As I've mentioned, customer expectations are increasingly consumer-like within the B2B sector. And as you go higher up the complexity scale into enterprise, or enterprise sales, we see a wider and wider gap between the telco's organizational capabilities and the experience that customers are looking for. Now, part of the challenge is having that right technology platform, which can actually work at the scale and complexity required in this area to systemize these business processes and sales processes, and using that data then that comes out of that systemization to optimize sales effectiveness. So you can then help to drive down the sales cycle, increase competitivity, and reduce the overall cost of sale. So this is actually quite a complex and challenging journey in many ways, because these are quite sophisticated areas of business, but it's a roadmap we embark on with our customers, and start with some of the lower hanging fruit of simpler to systemize and automate, but high value areas of digitization, but then increasingly moving towards those more sophisticated online self-service interactions. The 5G offers opportunities, of course, but also challenges to CSPs. On the one hand, there is a whole set of new commercial possibilities with the new capabilities that 5G presents, but of course, to the ability to implement a truly digital backbone throughout your business, driving everything through order management and fulfillment, is really key to being able to execute and take advantage of this. So new capabilities such as network slicing only serve to increase the drive towards automation and digitization of processes, to ensure that the organization can actually sustain the level of granularity and complexity in the product space for customer demand. Now, CSPs have invested huge amounts in network automation and readiness for 5G, which is great, but it's equally important to address the commercial layer. You need to be able to come up with new product offerings, new ways of combining these things together, and ensure that business agility is there to adapt, to respond, and to innovate in the market and take advantage of the opportunity that's at hand. Many of the same points apply. IoT is interesting because of the volumes involved, of course, and it's also got some different commercial models associated with it. But again, the efficiencies of a highly automated and properly digitized operation are what are needed to enable that kind of scale. And being able to process not just activations, let's say, but bulk changes at scale efficiently is also key. And that's another way in which we can help our customers. On the other hand, where there are sort of disconnects and manual interventions in process, then the pain and cost can quickly grow. Absolutely relevant to B2B sales for sure, and it, as with so many areas that we're seeing these exciting new technologies deployed, it's really about the diversity and quality of data that you can acquire and generate to drive the insights that you get out of things like machine learning. So machine learning and the big data that goes with it helps can really help drive sales effectiveness for B2B. You can understand usage patterns and opportunities across very large cohorts and in ways that traditional analysis would not effectively yield results. And this can be really essential in proposing the right tariffs and price plans and the right optimizations to those things on a deal specific basis to help effectively drive competitive pricing while at the same time protecting your margins. And so it's also an area where we see opportunities that you can kind of create a rising tide of insight that can help to lift the overall performance of an enterprise sales team. So by focusing on the adopting and sort of communicating the successful strategies and behaviors that come from the best performers, then it can drive performance up through suggestions and recommendations based on those insights. So there's plenty to work there. It's an area where I think there's a lot of exploration and experimentation still, but there are some really tangible benefits that we're seeing, especially around some of those pricing points. When it comes to sort of tier 2 and slightly smaller telco operations, we'll really see that the smaller organizations often have the ability to outmaneuver and outcompete their larger competitors, and that's due to their ability and their agility in innovating and adapting commercially. But it's the same underlying technology challenge for these organizations and process challenge as well, which is, if you wanted to be able to do that effectively, it's critical to have well digitized and well automated processes throughout the value chain within the organization, and also to have the right kind of ability to make those quick changes, to innovate in terms of new product offerings or new pricing strategies, to move quickly in the marketplace and to be able to make those quick moves that give you the advantage. So again, those kind of capabilities are really important to organizations of different sizes in the marketplace. Certainly the products themselves will kind of, there'll be an increased level of solution creation, which combines more and more diverse sets of products and services into richer level offerings. And so telcos will need to be very careful to manage the complexity of that, because we will also see further expectations around the simplicity and convenience of acquiring and managing these products from the buyer's side. So really, we're going to see certainly shifts in the market for the CSP around probably working from home and work-life balance kind of considerations, which will mean that traditional enterprise IT requirements may take into account some new factors as well. So we've certainly already seen in the pandemic that the need to remote into the office has driven unexpected levels of demand around sort of connectivity that was not previously seen before. So there are a number of different areas where people are going to need to start thinking about new models, blending together things which might have seemed traditionally more kind of residential consumer type concerns, but actually packaging those up into new offerings which allow the modern enterprise that's dealing with some of these changes to be able to have the right kind of mechanisms to support their workforce and needs.